Good evening and a very warm welcome in today's webinar. We'll wait for a few minutes for all the participants to join in and settle down. And after that, we'll get started with today's webinar. However, we'll utilize this time to understand how you can benefit the most from today's session. So firstly, let me share with you how we'll be conducting this webinar. So I'm going to walk you through a presentation as well as demonstrate how you can use AI tools for various activities or various routine activities that we do related to our business, with little special emphasis on how you can use it for your online store or your digital catalog. And after that, towards the end of the session, we'll break into a question answer round. However, at any given point of time, if you have any question or if there is anything that you haven't understood, you can use the Q&A option. So somewhere down below, you'll see there is an option called Q&A. You can input your question into that and we will answer your question. All right, so I can already see there's someone who has added the question. So one of the user wants to understand from where can they find the recording of previous sessions. So if you go to YouTube and search for GlobalLinker, that's where you'll find the recordings, or let me share the link to our YouTube channel with everyone. So just give me a second. So I'm sharing the link with everyone. This is the link of GlobalLinker's YouTube channel. So I've chatted the link of GlobalLinker's YouTube channel. This is where you'll find the recordings of all our previous sessions and webinars. So you can go there and you can review the recording. In fact, today's session is also live streamed on YouTube, and you can find the recording on our YouTube channel as well. And in fact, it will be emailed to you. So you will get an email of the recording as well as the presentation that I'll be using in today's session. So I can see very rapidly the numbers are growing. So in next few minutes, we'll get started. So once again, a warm welcome to the participants, especially the ones who have joined just now. So welcome to the session. I was just sharing with everyone how we'll be conducting this session, because today's is a session where I will do a live demonstration as well, because at many places we hear or we get to know about AI tools. But the objective of these sessions is to also help you understand how you can actually use the AI tool. So that's why we will have a sort of presentation come live demonstration webinar, wherein we'll keep switching between the presentations. So presentation is more for keeping us on the track, and then I'll keep sharing the live demonstrations as well. However, it is understood that you will have questions, or everything that I'm sharing with you may not be entirely clear to you. So obviously, if you have questions, please do feel free to ask your question. There's an option called Q&A somewhere down in the options. You click on that, and that's where you will be able to ask your question. Towards the end of the session, we'll dedicate some time and we'll answer all your questions. Now, as we are going to move along in next 1 minute, and we are going to get started with the session. So that's where I would also share one advice, that you can use this opportunity to network and connect with other business owners who are also joining this session. Although we are not meeting physically, otherwise you would have the wonderful opportunity of meeting them. We'll try to do that someday. But as we are meeting virtually, still in the same manner, like we would have interacted with them if we were meeting them personally, in the same manner, you can connect virtually as well. How can you do that? So there is a chat option. If you'll see down below, there's a chat options. All you have to do is to share information about yourself. What is your organization, what product or services you offer, etc. Right? So what product or services you offer, your contact details, If you have a website, that is fantastic. You can add the link of the website. And in case you're looking for a particular product or service, you can also mention that, because I'm sharing this suggestion. So it also becomes my moral responsibility that I should take the initiative. So I've added my details, and in the similar fashion, you can also do that. So, all right, this is where we are going to get started with this session. And now I am going to start sharing my screen. And this is where we'll get started. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and this is something I'm just repeating for the reference of members, because I can still see that a number of members are joining. So this is something which I'm just sharing very quickly for everyone's reference, that if you have a question, please add it in Q&A. Don't add it in the chat, because that's where you can see there's sometimes a lot of exchange happening between the members themselves. So there is a possibility that your question might get missed out, and we don't want that to happen. So that's where you should please add your question to Q&A. I can hope everyone can hear me, because my audio setup had been giving me a little trouble for the last few days. So hope everyone can hear me properly. Let me just adjust that. Yeah, I hope everyone can hear me properly. And this is where I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we'll get started with the session. So once again, a warm welcome to all the participants who are joining us here today. Now, let me start sharing my screen. I can already see there's someone who has added a question, but I'll not be able to take it up right now. Immediately after we complete our presentation, come walk through. That's where we'll take up your question. All right, so let's get started. Sorry, wrong window. So let's get started. Let me just hide this one also, so that it is not blocking a view. Sorry. There's something wrong with my presentation. Give me a few seconds to restart it. This one. Yeah. All right, so let's begin. Let's understand what are the discussion topics or what are the major points that we'll be discussing today. Firstly, we'll understand what are the few business activities or common business activities that we struggle with. Then we'll understand how to use AI tool. This is where I'll be doing a walkthrough as well. And then we'll understand few basic or best practices while you're using the AI tool. And lastly, we'll break into the question answer round. So before moving into the discussion forward, let me share a disclaimer that in this webinar, we will suggest few AI tools. The AI tools are being suggested are for educational purpose only. These recommendations are based on our experience and understanding and do not necessarily represent the best tool for the task at hand. It is possible that there are other AI tools that may be more suitable for the needs. Please note that this webinar is not sponsored by any of the suggested AI tool. As always, we encourage you to do your own research and make an informed decision before selecting a AI tool. All right, so we're just sort of including this disclaimer, because there are few suggestions that we will be making, and these are purely based on our experience of using those AI tools. Right. So, and none of these AI tools have sponsored us. So just sort of clarifying that. So the first aspect, or the first very quick point that we'll be discussing, is just identifying few activities, or these are routine activities that we usually struggle with as business owners or entrepreneurs. And what are these activities? So firstly, related to your online store or your website, if you have to create product content, how can you create that using AI tool? That's something we'll understand. How you can create the metadata, which is used for search engine optimization, your on-site content that you're creating, meta title and description. Then you have banners, business content, that is introduction about your business or about us content, and then image enhancing sometimes. So sometimes you have to enhance the image. The image that you have is very small, and then you have to enhance this, enlarge it, how you can do that. And then we'll move on to the marketing side of it. That's where we'll understand how can you create social media campaigns, social media content, marketing collaterals. And lastly, we'll go into the sales part of it. And that's where we'll understand how can you use AI tools to create customer profile, do a keyword research, understand target markets, or write emails. And finally, how can you create presentations? Now, I'm not sure how many of you had a chance to review the recording or had attended one of my previous webinars, because this is the third time that we are doing a webinar around AI tools. And this is where, again, you will see we have changed few of the recommendations based on the learnings, because it is not like the AI tools that we are suggesting to you, we are not using them ourselves. We also use those AI tools ourselves. And that's where, based on our experience, we also change or share our feedback with our audience, because we are recommending to you something and we are not using it ourselves. That will be unethical on our part. So let's move on to the more interesting part. That's where we are going to understand how you can use AI tools. Now, for the benefit of for the benefit of understanding, and also to keep us on track, what we'll do is we'll divide this demonstration into like micro blocks and try to understand each one of them. All right. So the first obvious, sorry. So firstly, before understanding the how you can create content about various business activities, this is a popular question. I had included it in the presentation at the last minute. So how to create prompt. A lot of people ask us this question, and how can you create prompts, or what are the best practices? So this is a framework which is available, which you can use for creating prompt. This is where while you're creating a prompt, you have to assign a role. So I've given an example that you're an expert content writer. Define it as you have to write a product description, provide constraints. So length of the description should be at least 500 characters. Give context, provide product name, relevant keywords, and provide examples. That's optional. So this is how you can write. So these are the 4 or 5 components that you have to keep in your prompt that you are giving to the AI tool, and that will give you or get you better results. And there are other, obviously, plugins that I'll be sharing with you later. But if you have to understand how to create prompts, or how to like get better results from AI tools, this is a prompt framework. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see there are 2 search prompts, which I have 2 prompts that I have added here. These are extremely powerful. The first one that you're seeing here, this is very powerful. This is where you're not asking the AI tool to do something. This is where you're asking that I'm going to ask you to do something. And to do that task, what all information would you need? And that's where the AI tool tells you that, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this. It will ask you 10-15 questions. You answer those questions, and then the result that you'll get will be far more superior and far more precise as well. So I've added an example here, which you can see on this side of the screen for your reference. And then this is another option that you have. That's where you can ask the AI tool itself to help you generate a prompt. So if you want, you can also use that. And in case you're getting curious that will we get the copy of this presentation? Yes, definitely you'll get the copy of yours of this presentation. After this session, you'll get a thank you email for participating in this webinar. And that's where you'll get the recording as well as the presentation. So don't worry on that. You will get this presentation for your reference. All right. Now let's move on. And this is where we'll start our discussion with the website or online store. Why so? Because this is something which is very close to my heart. So that's why I'm being a little biased here. So firstly, we'll start with product content. And this is where, as business owners, a lot of time we are introducing new products, or there are products that we are already selling, but the content is not that great. Now, can you use AI tools to create this content? Let's understand. So this is where I'm going to switch my screen, and I'm going to take you to another tab. Just give me a few seconds to identify the right window. All right. So now let's start with the plugin itself. So there are 2 methods that I'm going to share with you, which you can use to create the product content using the AI tool. So one is this plugin. This is basically a plugin that you can use with Google Docs, which you can use with Google Sheet and Slides. So it works on all the 3 platforms. And earlier, if any one of you had attended one of my previous sessions, so that's where I had proposed a similar plugin. But the challenge with that plugin was that it worked on the ChatGPT's API, and ChatGPT's API is only given on accounts for a trial basis, for it is available for a limited period of time, and I think you have a credit worth $18 which you can use. So once that trial period is over, unless you have a paid account of ChatGPT, you will not be able to use that tool. So that was the limitation with that tool. Now this tool gives you credit worth or points worth 5,000 or 5,000 credits every day. So every day you'll be able to do something. It is not like beyond a time this tool becomes redundant. You'll be able to do that. Now, this using this tool is very simple. You can see it is installed. All you have to do is you have to go to your uh, Google Slide or Microsoft Doc, Google Slide or Google Doc or Google Sheet, and then you have to go to extensions, click on add-ons, and then you can search, or you can straight away, I'll give you the link of this plugin. You straight away go to the Google's workshop, workspace, marketplace, and then install that. Once you have installed it, it will start appearing in the extensions tab. So it will start appearing like this, Google GPT for docs, sheets, and slides. So it will start working like that. And then all you have to do is to click on start, which will start this one. So this is that. Sorry. This is the sidebar which will open up. So this is the sidebar. You'll see the different functions are also explained here. And it is live now. You don't have to do any key integration or anything, unlike the previous tool that we recommended in our previous webinar. So you can straight away now start writing the formulas. Now, this is the tool which you can use across. So you can use it in your document, and you can use it in the presentation to create presentations as well. So it's a very powerful and useful tool. However, I would also want to highlight there is one drawback. Obviously, one drawback is you only have a limited use here. So you can see I've already used 2,000 credits of 5,000. I haven't done much. I've just created few of the descriptions, and that's where I've used 5,000, 2,000 credits worth. So that is one drawback, that you'll not be able to do much unless you have taken their paid subscription. And second is because it works on an API, and sometimes it is like terribly slow. So it will become very frustrating that you'll have to keep waiting for minutes for one of the formulas or response to work, right? So that is another downside of this one, but it is extremely convenient, right? So you have an Excel file, you can put the information here, and then you have to just write the formulas and it starts working. So it is extremely convenient, but sometimes it can be extremely slow as well. And then you have a limit that in the free versions, you can do only till the time you have credits available in your account, right? So now comes how can you use this one. So with respect to the product content creation, obviously you'll be doing that in an Excel file, you'll be doing that in a Google Sheet. So you have to create this Google Sheet. Now, what are the columns that you have to create? The first one is the product title, or let me just zoom in because I'm not sure if all of you can see this very well. So this is the first column that you have to create. That is product title. And then you have product keywords. So these are the keywords that are related to the product, right? Now, this how will you find these keywords? So there are two approaches, and I'll be explaining keyword research a little later, how you can use AI tools to do the keyword research. So obviously you can do that. But a more reliable source is Google Keyword Planner, and it is a free tool. It is part of Google Ads account. So you can go there and you can do the keyword research, and you can add like 5-10 keywords here. The second column is business keywords. So this is where you have the business name or the important 4-5 keywords related to business. So this is a product keyword, business keyword, product title, product keyword, business keyword, right? And this is where we have the reference column. So this is where what we have done, we have combined all the three columns. It has product title, keywords, and business keyword. So all three of them are combined here. And now in this column, we have written this formula. So it is GTP or GPT. And then we have given a prompt, act as an expert content writer and write a search engine optimized e-commerce product title, and the reference is this cell, which is D2, and it has created the content. So here you can see the content is created. Now, similarly, in the adjoining cell, we have given an instruction that this is where it has to create a SEO optimized product description. In the next cell, we have given it instruction to create a meta title, and in the adjoining cell, we have given it instruction to create meta description, right? So it is kind of simple and easy to use, and you'll be able to do that. So let me just copy this one in the below row, the product title, and you can see it has created the product description. So it is very, very convenient to use. The downside, I've already told you that credits are limited, and second is obviously sometime it gets terribly slow. So those are the two downsides, but it works across all the tools, so it is very convenient as well in that way. So this is how you can create. This is one way, but obviously because the tool has limitations, so if you have to use chat GPT to create the content, how can you do that? So that's where we will go to chat GPT. But before that, there is another plugin that I'm going to share with you. And again, the links of these plugins and all the tools that I'm recommending, they're all available in the presentation. So I've created a dedicated slides for that. So don't worry about the links. So this is called this is a browser plugin. So this was a Google Docs Sheet plugin, and this is a browser extension, not a plugin. This is an extension. It is called Keywords Everywhere. You have to just install it, and after installing this plugin, you have to just open your Chat GPT, and this is where you'll start seeing two options. One is this one, which is a more generic one. This is where you can use it to exemplify, expand, explain, etc., etc. But more important tool or something that we will be using is this one. This is a template option that will start appearing inside ChatGPT. You have to click on that, and then this overlay or pop-up opens up. Now here we have to choose an option. So there are different options here, you can see. So this is where we have to choose the SEO option. Don't get alarmed. Yes, this is what we have to choose. We have to choose SEO option, and then we have to select e-commerce SEO, and then we have to select product description generator, and we will select that. Now it will ask the language, so English, obviously, and then what will be the voice or tone. So you can choose professional, creative. I've just chosen creative, and writing style. It should be like different writing styles are there. So I've chosen persuasive. Now we have to add a product description. Now, if you already have a product description, you can input it here. Otherwise, you remember that Excel that we have created. So whatever reference we have created by combining all this information, not what the tool has created, what we have combined by what we have created, combining all these cells, right? So we'll just copy that, go back to this cell, and this is where we have to copy paste it. Now, below here, it will ask you how many words it should have. So if you want it to be a little shorter, you can reduce it to, let's say, 500 words. And how many headings it should have, 5, and total keywords should be there, 10, or you can increase it depending on your requirement. Once you have done, let me just very quickly explain this, because this is something I believe all of you will be using. So how will you go about this? So the first step is to add this extension to your Chrome browser. It is called Keywords Everywhere. Once you have done that, then open ChatGPT. You'll see this option called templates. Once you click on it, this pop-up will open up, or overlay will open up. On this overlay, you have to firstly select the category. So that is SEO. Then you have to select subcategory, which is e-commerce SEO. And then you have to select product description generator, language, voice, writing style, etc. You can select as per your requirement. And then you have to add the product description. Now, this where you don't have to essentially add the product description. You can just use the content that we had created earlier. So this is the product title, this is the product related keywords, and this is where we have the business related keywords. So once we have added all that here, and then we can also decide whether we would want to have 1,000 words description or 500 words description. So depending on your requirement, you can reduce or increase the numbers there. And then you have to just click on execute template, and it will start writing. Now, initially, when it starts writing, you may think what is happening here. So don't worry, let it get completed. And because it will give you a lot of stuff, right? So let's start from the top. This is the title of the product, right? And then you have all the description down below till here. And then it has also given few of the title options. These are the title options that we have, product title options. If I'm using the correct jargons, then these are the product titles options. So this is where you have 5 options. All the above is your product description, and these are the keywords that has been used, and this is the meta title and meta description. So the entire thing related to the product content, one go, you have everything. All right. So that was how you can create product title and description and meta title and meta description all in one go using ChatGPT. There is one more related field which you can use here, that is bulk title and description, which may sound very enticing to click on. And this is where you'll be creating meta title and description. So don't get confused there. You have to use product description generator. All right. So that's how you will be able to create the product content. All right. So this is about the product content. The meta data I've already explained, but for everyone's benefit, let's do that. So using this particular tool, it is very simple. All you have to do is write the formula here, and the formulas are also explained here in the tool itself, and it will create the meta title and description for you. And then you can just copy it across all the cells. But obviously, the starting point is populating these 4 columns: title, product keyword, business keyword, and then you combine them together to create the reference, which you are giving to the ChatGPT as the keywords or reference, which it will be using to create the meta title or description, right? So this is one way which you can use. Second is using this ChatGPT, and this is where I told you that there is a bulk title and description generator, so you can use that. Again, you have to just describe for which products you are wanting to create. So if we go back to our Excel file, we have data of, or we have 2 product titles. So I'll just copy paste those product titles here. And if you want, you can add more information to it. And once you click on execute template, it will generate meta title and description for both the products like this, right? So simple. If you want to generate the meta information, you can do that either using the plugin which is available with Google Sheet, or you can do it with ChatGPT as well using the keywords everywhere extension. Then we have banners, which is a very interesting subject. Now, when it comes to creating banners, there are obviously tools like Canva, which are available, where you can go and you can create your banners. But is there a AI tool which can be used? So yes, the response is yes. There is a AI tool. It is called designer.microsoft. There are other AI tools which are available with using which you can generate an image. We are not going there. This is where what we are trying to create is a banner which can be used on your website. How can you do that? So this is designer.microsoft. It is not like a website where you can go and create your account and you can start utilizing it. You'll have to request for access, and I think in 2 days you'll get the access. Once you have received the access, that's where you can come here. This is the default screen that you'll see whenever the designer.microsoft website opens up. Now here, how can you use that? So you have to tell it, like you have to write a prompt here. So for example, create an e-commerce website banner highlighting a designed smartwatch. Now, there can be 2 scenarios here. One is you don't have a product image and you just want the banner to be created. So you're not wanting to use one of your product images, anything that the tool can provide, that can work. So in that case, you can just simply click on generate button and it will create something for you using the stock images which are available. So let's wait for a few seconds for it to create something for us. And then we'll review it. And then I'll show to you how you can use your own images as well. One other interesting feature with designer.microsoft is that it also gives you a suggestion that, hey, use this prompt and it will get you better results. So let's use their prompt and let's click on generate once again. Let's see what results we get by using their prompts. So here you can see there are really nice looking banners which are here, which we can consider. So there are many options we can use. So this is one way. Now, if we have our own image that we would want to use, so this is where, for example, I will have a smartwatch image here. So I'll upload that. Now, this is where we are also giving our own image that, okay, you are creating the banners, use this image in the banner. So this is what we are seeing. So let's click on generate once again. And now you can see it has used the image that we have provided to it, right? So simply you have so many designs, so many options which are available, which you can use. They have even created videos for us, right? So very nice. This is looking very nice. So let's click on customize design. And this is the banner. Now, obviously, this banner is not in the precise size that we needed, because when you're adding banners to your website, you have a precise placeholder, you have a specific placeholder in which you have to upload the banners, right? So you have to resize this image before you can download it. How can you do that? I'll be explaining. But before that, if you look at the side, here you have different ideas also. So what it does, it understands that this is a style that you're liking, and based on your liking, it will also create few more options for you, right? So these are few more options which are available. So if you are interested, you can do that. And then comes the resizing part. So for that, you have to click on this title, and then you have to click on this option, resize. Now it will have all the popular sizes. The current size is 1200 by 627. Now you have to click on this option, create custom size. And this is where, so for example, our size is 1920 by 820 pixel, for example. So you have to input that. This is the width of the banner. This is the height of the banner. And we'll have to click on continue. Now it will give you two options. One is resize in a new tab or resize and replace. You can use any of the two. So I'll just click on resize in new tab. So that's where it will open a new tab, and that's where it will show the banner to us. So let's see how the banner is appearing. So this is how the banner is appearing. Now, all we have to do is to click on download. Don't forget to click on this button, remove watermark. Otherwise, it will have a watermark of created by designer.microsoft. So don't forget to do that. Click on download and you have a banner which is created by AI tools within minutes for you, right? Creating banners or designing banners is a very, very difficult subject for entrepreneurs, because either you need graphic design resources to create good quality banners, or you need to be an expert yourself. But this is where AI to your rescue. Within minutes, anyone and everyone can create beautiful and stunning banners for their business. All right. So that was about banners. Now let's move on. The next is business content. This is related to creating information about your business, etc. So that's where, again, we'll go back to the Word document. This is where, for the benefit of time, I've written a small brief about the business. So I'll just read it out for everyone's reference. This is a very basic one that I've written. So this is where Shuka is a shoe manufacturing business based out of Gurgaon, Haryana, and with more than 10 years of experience in making formal and casual shoes for men and women. It has state-of-art factory that can manufacture high-quality shoes in large quantity. So a very, very basic information that we have added here. Now, this is where once you will come here, you can click on extensions and you can start the extension. This is how it will start appearing. Now here, obviously, you will be tempted to click on create text. You don't have to click there. You have to click on edit text, and then it will open up. And this is where you have to write the prompt. So this is where you are an expert content writer, create a business introduction of 500 words, and it is going to use the selected text. So it is going to use the selected text. So this is the text that we have, and then we have to just click on run. It will create it. It will take a few seconds to do that. So this is one option that is available. So let it get created, and we'll come back to check how it has created the content. And we will head to ChatGPT to understand how you can use the keyword everywhere plugin. So this is where to create the content for the business. We'll be using copywriting, or we'll be selecting copywriting category, and then we'll be selecting landing pages, and then we'll be selecting generic landing pages. Although there are other options also, but generic landing pages are more important. And this is where topic is introduction. Sorry. Introduction of the business, how many headings this content should have. You can specify that. You can increase, decrease that number. And now the same content that we have given to the tool, the plugin, we will copy paste it here. And then we'll click on execute template, which will execute the template, and it will start creating the content. So it will start with headings. Don't get confused. It will create the content as well. So down below, you can see it is now creating the content, and this is how it is appearing. So these are the different headings which we have, which we can consider using the meta title and description. So on the top, it has meta title and description. This is where we have the different headings, and this is where we have the page content, right? So similarly, we can use. So this is how you can use the keywords everywhere extension to create your business content. And this is where this tool has created. So this is the preview that we are seeing here. Now we have to click on insert, and it will insert this created content onto the document. It will insert it below the selection. Right. Sorry, I haven't clicked on the document. That's where. So now it will insert. What has happened? There seems to be something wrong with otherwise you can click on insert, and it will insert it here. So let's not spend more time there. So business content we have understood. Now the last point related to, or the last pain area related to the website or online store is image enhancing. And when I'm referring to image enhancing, commonly or more frequently, what I've seen that businesses struggle with is that they have images, but they are like very small. So they need larger images. And when obviously you expand an image, it gets pixelated. You're not able to use that. So how can you solve for that problem? How can you use the AI tools? So that is where we'll again switch our screen, and we'll try to see, or we'll try to use two AI tools to upscale an image. Now, I will show you the image which I'll be using. This is my own portrait. This is the image, and we can see it is a fairly small image. It is, I think, 564 pixel by 499 pixels. So it's a small image. Now we will use these upscaling solutions. So one is pixel cut, and second is deposit photos. So let's use the pixel cut. So we'll click on upload photo. We'll select the image from our device, and it will get uploaded. It takes few seconds for the upload to get completed. Now on Pixel Cut, you also get an option to upscale it 4x, right? So you can make it 4x. Let me do that. So by default, obviously it gives you 2x. Now I've selected 4x, so it will now process it. And once it is done, you can just click on download HD. So let's download the image and let's rename it as upscaled. Upscaled 4x. I'm just renaming it, and let's click on save. So the image is downloaded. Let's go to the folder and let's see the difference. So this is the upscaled image. This is what we are seeing, and this is the original image. So you can see how big it has become, and there is no pixelation, right? So you can see everything is as nice as, in fact, it is more clear as compared to the original image. So that is how you can use Pixel Cut. And I can tell you the dimensions also. Now the dimensions are 2256 by 1996 pixels. So it is much larger as compared to what we have given to it. So that is how you can use Pixel Cut. It is a free solution which is available to you. The second is deposit photo. So in a similar fashion, we have to upload the photo. It does not accept PNG images, and the profile picture that I had was a PNG image. So I'll just use this image, this watch image, for understanding the process. You'll upload the image, and after the image is uploaded on deposit photos, you just get an option to upscale it 2x. You don't get an option to upscale it 4x. So you can just do it 2x here. So it is the original image was 900 by 1205 pixel, and the 2x will be 1800 by 2410. And then all you can do is click on download, and then you can download the image. It will ask you to create an account, and after that you can download it. So both options are available for you. You can use any one of them, and I've added the link of these tools in the presentation. Now, before moving ahead, related to images, there is one more aspect that sometime we have to edit the image, or sometime we have to remove something from an image, etc. Can we do that? Is there an AI tool available? So we have a very popular platform called Canva, and they have also introduced some AI tools. So this is a free account. You can see there's a free account. It is not a paid account, and we'll just upload an image. So we'll click on upload, and then we'll select the image. So I'll just select or use this watch image that we have. So the image is uploaded. Now it will ask you use it in a new design, or you can edit the image. So you have to just click on this option, edit photo. In case you're wondering why am I just explaining this to you, this also has a very interesting feature. I think you'll like that feature also. So let it get loaded. So this is where we have the filters, and a lot of these effects are also very useful. That, for example, if you have an image which is not very focused, you can make it focused using this image, or you can add shadows, or you can add blur. So all that is there, but that's not the reason why we are here. We are here to check out this feature, which is called Magic Edit. So let's understand that feature. So it allows you to remove or add anything on your image. So I'll just close this one. Now it is asking us to add anything. So I'll just draw something here. Okay, so let's draw something. So we have drawn, we have just highlighted a space there. Now we'll click on continue. Now we have to describe what do we want. So let's add, what should we add here? Let's add a rose, red rose. I'm just adding it hypothetically. So red rose, and then we'll click on generate, and it will add here. So if you have to remove anything from an image, or if you have to add anything, I don't think it works very precisely, but right, sometimes it does the job. So like this you can add, or like this you can add, right? So You can add anything, or if you would want to remove anything from your image. So if there is something in the background, you would want to remove that, you can also do that using this tool. So this is something additional that I'm sharing with you, because this is another image related activity or image related requirement that you may have. So this is also AI, which is now introduced into Canva, which you can use for editing your images, and it is available absolutely free. Let's go back to our presentation. We have completed the website aspects. Let's move on to the marketing aspects. And this is where we'll understand the social media campaigns, and then we'll understand about the social media content, and then we'll understand about the marketing collateral. So let's go back to Chat GPT. And this is where, again, we'll use our trusted tool, keywords everywhere. So this is where now we are trying to create marketing campaign. So this is where we'll use social media. And although there is an option for marketing campaign, there is a, miscellaneous, and then you have, there is buyer persona. Yeah, so we have to go to social media, and then we'll go to Facebook. And this is where you have post calendar, add calendar, groups post, ideas, etc. So we'll firstly go to post calendar, and this is where, again, creative persuasive, what is the topic that, so we'll use that Shuko example that we were seeing earlier or using earlier. Where is that? Here it is, which is a shoe, right? So let's just tell it affordable and durable running shoes, right? Now you also have to define the audience. What is your audience? So men and women in age of 18, 16 to 50 years. Right. So I'm just added very briefly. You can obviously have a much detailed buyer persona, which you can add here. So very simple information that you have to add here, and then you'll click on execute, and this is where it will start creating the calendar for you, right? So how many posts you would want to do in each month, for how long you would want to create the calendar, or that is customizable. But this is where what you'll see is, you can see for each day what should be the post idea, what should be the description, all that it has created for you. So many times I have seen that businesses struggle that how will we create a post calendar. AI tool will do it for you. You don't have to do, you have to just put some information here. So this is the first tool that I would recommend that you should use, or first solution that you should use. The second one is post idea creator, which you should use. So this is where we are trying to use the AI tools to create post ideas. And that's where, again, we'll use the same topic, that is affordable and durable running shoes. Right. And then again, we have to in the age of 16 to 50 years, right? How many posts we would want it to create? 5. And then we'll click on execute template, and it has started creating the post, right? So post 1, post 2, post 3, post 4, and post 5, like this. Now comes the part of creating the visuals for you. That is where we'll use Designer of Microsoft. So this is where, let's copy this one. The first one I'm just copying. So let's copy this one. Let's go to Designer.Microsoft. Where do we have that? Yeah. So we'll close this one, and we will also close this one. So we'll click on new design, and we'll close the older tab. So now let's ask it to create Facebook post and full stop, and then we'll just add the content that we have received from ChatGPT. I've added the content. If we want, we should remove these hashtags. Right. So yeah, I've added that. Click on generate, and now designer.microsoft will generate the Facebook post for you. Okay, so you have AI tool that is generating the post ideas for you, and then you have designer.microsoft that is generating these posts. And again, it has shared suggestions, so we can use that and click on generate. You have so many Facebook posts all created for you. Now you have to just customize them, and then you can start utilizing them. Right. So your entire post creation journey, and this where if you wanted to use your own images, you have that option also available. But this is where you can see the entire process of ideating and then executing that idea. The entirely can be done using AI tools. And there are AI tools using which you can also start pushing that content on to your platforms also. Sometime in future, we'll also cover those tools. All right. So this is where your entire spectrum from campaign to content to collateral, all that can be created using your AI content. All right. Let's move on to the next aspect that is related to sales. And that's where we are going to understand about ideal customer profile. And then we'll understand about keyword research. Then we'll understand about identifying target market, and then scripting emails, and then creating presentations. So we'll very quickly go through them. So the first one is identifying ideal customers. And that's where, again, we'll use the keyword everywhere extension. Now, this is where we are going to understand what is a ideal customer profile. So this is where, sorry, we have to use this one, miscellaneous and persona. So marketing, miscellaneous, and then create buyer persona. Once you select that, it will ask you what do you sell. So affordable and durable running shoes. And where do you sell? So online store, or you can add your store name. And after adding all this information, now what do you sell? This is where you can be more detailed. I've just added few things to demonstrate how you can do that. So, and now you have to click on execute template. And this is where it will give you the entire buyer persona, including demographics, psychographic, shopping behavior, all that information created for you. Obviously, it may not be like 100% precise, but it is a great start for you. You can definitely refine that further, right? So this is how you can create your ideal customer profile. Now coming to the very interesting topic of keyword research, and that's where we will obviously be using, SEO. And this is where we have the branch of keyword research. We'll select that. And this is where you have different options. So firstly, I would recommend that you should use the keyword strategy here. So click there, and it will ask you for seed keywords. So this is where we'll again give it a seed keyword of running shoes, right? I've given that. You can add more comma separated ones, and then you have to click on execute template. I'm just doing that to demonstrate to you how you can use that. And this is where you can see it will give you various keywords. Now, the first, the top ones are around benefits. These are around types. So let it get completed, and then I'll describe what it is giving you. I think we should have reduced the number of options that we have asked it to create, because it is still going on. Yeah, finally 500 are done. Let's scroll up. So here you can see one is category. So this in the category, you'll see there are benefit, there are type, there are reviews, there are deals and offers, accessories. So there are different categories, the keywords, and then you have the keyword. This is the column where you have the keyword, and then you have the search intent. What is the intent of the search? And then you have title and you have description, meta title and description. So all that is available for you. So this is where it has suggested that these are the keywords that you can target, and it has classified them as well. And this is considering I have just given it one keyword. If you give it a proper after doing little research, if you give the it proper set of keywords, it will give you a very precise result. So that is the first activity that you should do related to your keyword research. The second one that you can do is you can also get keyword search related intent or a related keyword generated. So you have some keywords, and related to that you would want to generate the other one. So that is the next thing that you can do. So for example, again the same example, we have running shoes as the keyword, and you want all the related keywords to running shoes, and that's where again you can see it is giving you all the related keywords, and also with the search intent, what is the search intent. So all the top one are commercial, and then we have navigational and informational, and this is where it has also given us the comma separated set of keywords. So that is the next solution that you should use. The third one is long tail keyword generator. So again you can give it a keyword and it will generate the long tail keywords. So again, running shoes, and it will now generate 40 long tail keywords for us. And you can increase the number if you want more. Right. So this is how you can do the keyword research using ChatGPT. All right, so that was the second point, identifying the target market. So once you have created your buyer persona, which I think I showed you somewhere here. Once you have created this buyer persona, you can give it back. So you can just copy it and give it back and ask ChatGPT, help us understand the target markets we should focus for this buyer persona, and it will give you the target markets. I'm not uh, I'm trying to save little time here, so I'm not explaining that. And we are now switching or moving to emails, because that is where I would want to spend more time, because that is something which is very frequently asked or requested by participants. So again, using the same tools, keywords everywhere. Now, this is where we are going to use category as content writer, and we'll use email writing. And here you have different types of emails that you can create. So one very popular one is sales prospecting email. So you can click on that, and you have to add your name. So let me add my name and company. And then right. So what I've written here, my name, company, what product or service I'm offering, customer or client's name and company, and then what is the context of outreach. And then we'll click on execute template, and it will, let's go to the bottom, and it is creating an email for us, and it will write bullet points and a convincing one it has created for us. So this is how you can write powerful sales outreach emails. That is one type of email that I think you'll be interested to explore. That is one. Then you have cold outreach email. This is where you are just reaching out to someone. So that's where you have to explain the product or services, call to action, product or service description. What is the outreach context? So this is where, if you look at the tooltip, they have subscribed to your newsletter or they have liked your post, etc. So in the similar fashion, or they have expressed interest, or you have met them somewhere, you found their content, their contact details somewhere, right? So what is the context, or you would want to just understand if they are interested to do business with you, right? So you can do that. So for example, we are exporters of basmati rice. Call to action is click to express interest in basmati rice. We can explain it further. Understand if interested in importing basmati rice from India, and then execute template. I'm just adding it little hypothetically, but just to demonstrate how you can use that. So when you're doing it, you can add more precise details. So here you can see it has created a email for us, which you can use. And obviously you can modify, make it better, use your own intellect and knowledge about the subject. But it has done the groundwork for you, and you can build on top of it. So that is the second type of email which you can consider using. This third one is professional emails. And this is where a lot of time when we are writing the email, we have that doubt in our minds that the email that we have written may not be very professional sounding. So in that case, all you have to do is to type or copy paste the content that you have created in this box, and then click on execute template. You can obviously select the tone, like you don't want a creative tone, you want a professional tone. I think here it is professional, and you want a persuasive tone, or you want a academic tone, or a creative tone. You can select your tone and then execute on template, and it will make your email professional, right? So that is how you can write that. I don't think it requires elaboration how you can use that. So that's how you can write the emails. The last point is related to creating presentations. So we'll again switch our screens, and we'll try to go to this one. This is where we have the presentation. Now, this is where again we'll be using the same extension that I showed to you, GPT for doc sheets and slides. So we'll click on start, and once it gets started, that's where we have to describe about the business. So that's where we'll use this content which we had created earlier. So we'll just use that. So generate slide deck, and we'll just create a business introduction presentation, and then we have added the content with the business like this. Click on run. It will take few seconds or about a minute, and then it will create the content for us. While it is doing that, let's also discuss about a very, very important aspect related to the content that you are creating. You have seen so many tools that are available using which you can create your business content, your e-commerce content, but unfortunately, all this content can be flagged or can be detected by the platforms as AI content. So I've already done that for the benefit of time. So here I've used the content which was generated for us using ChatGPT, and I've copy pasted it here. And here you can see it is detected as AI content. Now, how can you solve for this problem? So you have one option that you can click humanize here, but it is a paid thing. So if you want, you can use this is a platform called undetectable.ai. So if you are okay, you can subscribe to their paid plan and you can humanize it here. But if you want to do it for free, in that case, you can use this platform, which is called Quellbot. You can come here and you can just copy paste your content. Now, obviously, there is a word limit, so I'll not be able to show you how you can do that. You may have to do it in parts, your entire content, but Now, for example, we have added the content here. Now we can click on paraphrase and it will re-paraphrase this content for us. So it is here. Now, what you should do, you should not click on re-paraphrase once again. You should copy this content and paste it back here. This is a mistake that many people do, that they just keep hitting the button re-paraphrase, and it just keeps making few changes here. But when you use the content that it has created after re-paraphrasing and give it back as a uh, input, and then it creates something for you, give it back, do it 2-3 times. So I'll do it once more, giving it back as a input, and then it will re-paraphrase it once again, coming back here. Now let's check if it is getting caught. So check for AI. Human content, right? So you will be able to convert. So it is extremely important, or it is extremely crucial that when you are creating content using AI, detect or check whether it is getting flagged, it is getting detected as AI created content. And if it is, then use Quellbot, or there are other tools also. In fact, this tool itself, Undetectable AI, can also humanize your content. So you can use any tool, but it is important that you check at least whether your content is getting flagged as AI created content. Let's look at the presentation. So the presentation is created. This is how it is looking. So it has included the images. It has created a few slides. And like this, you'll be able to create a presentation as well using the AI tools. So this is where I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and we'll go into the question answer round. So I can see there are already few questions in the Q&A section, but if any one of you would want to ask anything, please add it to the Q&A. So I am now going to start answering the questions. The first one is basically introduction. So I'll just remove that. Can product keyword column in the Excel be populated from the keyword generator? Yes, Sita has asked this question. Yes, definitely it can be populated, but you have to do the keyword research separately. You can write that formula, GPT, and you're a SEO expert, and list out relevant keyword. So at least you'll have to give it a seed keyword, and based on that, it can give you certain recommendations. But I would not advise doing that, because I'm not sure how precise or how accurate will be those keywords that the AI tool will be generating. So that's where I would recommend that you should use Google's own tool, which is Keyword Planner. It is a free tool. You should use that to do these research. That's where your starting point, or your ground on which you are building up everything, will be firm and will be accurate. So I would recommend use Keyword Planner instead of just relying 100% on the AI tools. You can definitely build on to them, right? You can expand them, understand what are the long tail keywords, etc., which I showed to you. But your basic research should be using a more precise tool. Next question is, what is the best practice for landing up on right AI tool like designer.ai or for Microsoft banners? I don't, firstly, I'm not entirely clear about the question, but there are no as such best practices. There's something, because AI is something which is evolving. So everyone who's using AI is also evolving with it. We are all learning how to use it every day, and we are all learning how to uh, uh, use it in a better way, right? So as such, there are no best practices. Now, if you want to understand how to know about these AI tools, so this is where there are platforms. There is a platform called Futurepedia, where you'll find like listing of all the AI tools that are there on the planet. So you can just follow that, and it will help you understand which are the AI tools, and then you can review them, and then select the relevant ones for you. The images which designer.microsoft is using, they are all stock images. Those are royalty-free images. So that is again a question by Sita. Will the size be one-time setting on our website since it is an AI tool? Will it automatically resize the subsequent images? No, it does not. So every time you are generating anything, by default, because it is a tool which is created for basically generating Instagram posts and Facebook posts, etc. So by default, you'll see if you're using designer.microsoft, the orientation is a Instagram post. But you can give it instructions, create an e-commerce banner. And some time back, few months back, when we started, it will not create a landscape image on its own, but now it is evolving. And when you write a e-commerce website banner or website banner, by default it creates it in a landscape mode. So obviously it is learning, and I think in future it will become also intelligent, that it will remember that, hey, you had created an e-commerce banner in those dimensions, would you like to me to create in those dimensions as well? In future probably it will go there, but at the moment it is not there. But thankfully it has now started understanding that e-commerce means a landscape banner, so it will not create a portrait one, and then we have to basically ask it to create something landscape. And then, so it is evolving, but definitely, but it is not there. So every time when you are creating a banner using Designer or Microsoft, you have to resize it. Any other questions? Because I can see questions from just one member. So in the category, etc., there are some elements in the dropdown. Is it fixed or dynamic? I don't understand for what you're referring in category, etc. If you're referring to the keyword the everywhere plugin, so those are the dropdowns which are there in the plugin. And if they're adding anything to the plugin, in future it will start appearing there as well. No, they will not be spending. So again, the same question is from Seta. Images are saved. I think on deposit photo, they are saving your images, but Pixel Cut, it does not save your images. So you can download it, and it is a free tool. So I'm not sure if they're like spending their server space on that. AI suggested calendar and posts will automatically help us. I'm not clear on that question. AI suggested calendar and post. Can you please elaborate? Is there a way to reference rows or records as in a table? Again, the question is not clear. Is there a way to reference rows or records as in a table? So if you were referring to that Excel file that I showed to you, definitely you can write a formula and you can reference to rows and columns very easily. Next question is, can I get the list of websites used in the webinar? Yeah, definitely you will get the copy of presentation. Is there any AI platform to increase YouTube reach of the company? So this is where definitely the ChatGPT has an option where you can generate the content for your YouTube channel. And there is a platform also available where you can go and you can do the research. So it will basically do an analysis of your YouTube channel, and where you can, so I think it is called Tomb Squid, where you can go and you can do an analysis of your YouTube channel. It will give you suggestions on how you can improve it. Next question is Hamsa Vardhan. Images created by AI tool will be identified as AI generated tool. What should we do for it? So this is where the content which is getting generated through AI, it is identified as AI generated content, not the images, because images, what it is doing, it is combining certain things together and creating. So that is where images are not getting flagged as AI created images, but the content does. And that's where you have to ensure that it is humanized. Any AI for generating websites? Yes, I have heard there are AI tools which are there which you can use for creating websites, but I haven't used them personally, and I don't think they are very precise at the moment. So probably in future, few years down the line, you may be able to use them, but I don't think at the moment they are very evolved. Next question is, how effectively can we use ChatGPT to create and train our own bot on our own website so that we get more conversions? Now, this is where you need to understand, obviously, it is a tool which can be used and you can do that. But will it lead to conversion is something I'm not absolutely certain, because you have to understand what leads to conversion. Just having a tool on your website may or may not increase the conversions of your on your website. I've seen, like, there are businesses who have spent millions of rupees on getting fancy chatbots added to their website, and it like didn't resulted into anything, right? So try to understand what will impact or what will have an impact on the conversions, and then work towards that. If you feel that having a bot that can answer certain questions from your customers will impact the conversions, yeah, please go ahead to that. Can you please repeat the extensions to be added on the browser? Mr. Pragar, you'll get the links of all the tools that I've suggested in the presentation, or let me just show you that. I think I didn't show that to everyone, so I'll just show you here. So this is the slide which is there in the presentation itself. This is where you'll get all the tools link. In fact, few more tools also. So I've added the links here in this slide. You'll get this copy. Don't worry on that. So it's next question is, how can we enable template in Chat GPT 3.5? I am not clear on that. You want to understand how to use the keywords everywhere plugins? You have to just install it in your browser, in case that was the question you wanted to understand. Next question is by Kapil. Meena wants to understand if there is any tool. Yes, there are tool. I think it is called Zyper, which can be linked. So it is basically we are creating triggers, and based on the trigger, there is an action that happens, and that action can be an email or it can be anything else. So we can use that tool. So we have to just basically define what is the trigger, and based on the trigger, the action can happen. So yeah, there are tools for that. Generative website, how to enable templates. I think that is also answered. Any other question? I'm glad that you found the session informative. Next question is by Anonymous. Extension name to be added. So I think I've repeated it many times. So the extensions which you have to add, the details are there in the presentation. Don't worry on that. You can just use the extensions. There are two extensions. One is a Chrome extension, which is called Keywords Everywhere. And the second one is which can be used with Google Sheet, Google Docs, etc., which is called GPT for Docs, Sheet, and Slides. Links for both of them are in the presentation, and you'll get a copy of them after this session. I think the same question was asked by many people, so I've answered that. Right, so I can't see any other questions, and we have overshot our time as well. So this is where we'll conclude this session, but I'll share my contact details here in the chat with everyone. So if you have any further question, you can please feel free to reach out to me via email or through WhatsApp. So this is where we'll conclude this session. Thank you everyone for taking our time and participating in this session. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye-bye.